If China's catching up, Russia's flexing, and the dollar's being questioned, then why is the USA still untouchable? Here's the truth no one's telling you. Hey everyone, Jessica here from Beyond Borders. The United States has long been called the world's superpower, but why does it remain one, almost unshakably so, even as challengers rise? Today, we're not just crunching numbers. We're peeling back the layers behind why no country, China, Russia, or anyone else, can realistically dethrone the United States in our lifetime. If you love videos that blend geopolitics, strategy, and the untold mechanics of power, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's explore why the USA's grip on global dominance might just be unbreakable. Number 1. The military machine. They have bases in 80-plus countries. That's not an army, it's an empire. After World War II, while the world was picking up the pieces, the US was doing something else. It was planting flags. Germany, Japan, Italy, then Korea, the Philippines, the Middle East. What began as wartime necessity morphed into global infrastructure. Today, the US military maintains over 750 bases across 80 countries. It's not just presence, it's projection. And here's the wild part. The US spends more on defense than the next 10 countries combined. Let that sink in. While Russia fights over Ukraine and China flexes in the South China Sea, the US already has the world surrounded. But military might is only one piece. Number 2. Economic titan. Even with $34 trillion in debt, the world still trusts America with its money. Why? It's almost ironic. The US is the most indebted country in history, yet still the most trusted. Why? Because the dollar isn't just currency, it's power. Over 61% of all global foreign reserves are held in US dollars. Why does that matter? Because it means when countries trade, invest, or panic, they run to the dollar. Wall Street isn't just an American institution, it's the world's financial heartbeat. US tech giants Apple, Microsoft, Google are some of the most valuable companies on Earth. This financial gravity gives America something no other nation can touch: economic magnetism. Number 3. Geographic supremacy. No enemies at the gates, just oceans, resources, and allies. Take a globe. Look at the US. It's protected by 2 massive oceans, has peaceful neighbors in Canada and Mexico, and direct access to both Atlantic and Pacific trade. Now look at China. 19 land borders, many of them hostile: India, Vietnam, Russia, even North Korea. Or Russia, surrounded by NATO and struggling with a frozen economy. Geography isn't just land, it's security, it's trade, it's logistics, and America's is almost unfairly perfect. Number 4. Demographic advantage. Young, educated, and still growing while others shrink. One of the greatest threats to a nation's future? A shrinking population. Japan's population is aging rapidly. China's birth rate is in free fall. Even Russia faces demographic collapse. But the US? Thanks to immigration, a relatively high birth rate, and a steady inflow of global talent, the US remains young, innovative, and economically active. By 2050, China is projected to lose over 200 million workers. That's more than half of the US population, gone from China's workforce. Meanwhile, the US keeps growing, and more importantly, adapting. Number 5. Innovation powerhouse. 7 out of 10 of the world's most valuable companies are American. From smartphones to space rockets, the future is being built in the United States. Silicon Valley isn't just a tech hub, it's a global brain trust. Companies like Apple, Google, Meta, and Nvidia don't just innovate, they shape global behavior. From how we communicate to how we shop, think, and even vote, American technology touches every part of daily life worldwide. And it's not slowing down. From AI dominance to quantum computing, the next digital arms race is already underway. And guess who's leading? Number 6. Cultural supremacy. From Hollywood to hip-hop, America exports its dreams. Turn on a radio in Ghana, a movie in Egypt, a Netflix series in Sweden. Chances are it's American. Soft power is invisible, but unstoppable. The US doesn't just lead by force or finance, it leads by influence. Hollywood, YouTube, TikTok stars, NBA jerseys. American culture is global culture. And while governments can push propaganda, it's the culture people choose to embrace that shapes the future. Even in countries that oppose US policies, their youth wear Levi's, rap in English, and dream of California. Number 7. Diplomatic muscle. While others form groups, America builds coalitions. China has BRICS, Russia has a few allies out of necessity, but the US? It designed the post-102 world order. NATO, the G7, the UN Security Council, these weren't accidents. These were American blueprints. And through trade agreements, military alliances, and shared intelligence, the US doesn't act alone. It acts with dozens of other powerful nations behind it. That's not isolation. That's orchestration. Number 8. Unrivaled adaptability. America reinvents itself every generation. That's its real superpower. From the Civil War to the Great Depression, from 9/11's inches to COVID, the US has been knocked down, but every time it comes back stronger. It's not that America doesn't make mistakes. It's that it doesn't stay stuck. It experiments, it protests, it reforms, it argues loudly, but then it rebuilds. As one journalist said, America isn't perfect, but it's always trying to be better. And that constant reinvention, that refusal to stand still, is something most authoritarian rivals simply can't replicate. Even if they teamed up, Russia and China together would still fall short. Let's look at the competition. China may seem dominant, but it's battling internal dissent, overreaching debt, demographic collapse, and global suspicion. Russia is hemorrhaging economically, reliant on oil and gas, and losing global trust with every year of war. The EU can't agree on basic foreign policy, and Japan's demographic decline is so sharp it might not have a future workforce. Individually, they're powerful. Together, they're unstable. And yet, they still can't match what the US has already built. The US isn't powerful just because of money, missiles, or military bases. It's powerful because of ideas, freedom, innovation, reinvention, curiosity. These are not exports, they're a mindset. And as long as that mindset endures, no nation on earth will knock it off the top. What do you think? Will the US always be #1? Or will another nation eventually take the lead? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and stay tuned. Beyond Borders is just getting started.